What's up, Chuckle Fucks? Welcome back to Wrench's Wreckfest, the series where you submit your FTD blueprints to me for review, and I'll either praise it for being a fantastic design with little feedback, or shit all over it for it being an absolutely dog-awful design, with maybe a side of constructive criticism. Now, without further ado, let us go, gentlemen. I shouldn't have struggled that much on that. Okie dokie, kicking it off is the CASC31 Red Rub, which I'm going to assume by the looks of it, looks like it is from Nova Galaxy. Yes it is. I kind of spawned that a little bit high up. Okay, hang on. Before it hits the water, it kind of looks really fat. I feel like for how high the hole is, it should maybe be like 4 blocks narrower to make it look a little bit more proportional. I don't have anything against you having the 45-degree angled sides, but the main thing is, it's kind of the same story that you have on your other ships. Now, this one isn't quite as egregious. Like, you've got your superstructure a little bit closer to the edge, but it still just looks really off, and that superstructure just looks... It just looks like a pyramid. You need some kind of, like, back mast, or other supports on your windows, or something other than just 45 degrees up. Everything coming up into a 45-degree cone, basically, it just... There's not much to it. It's very bland. It's very basic. Now, a big thing that's hurting you here with the overall looks, and like, you see how empty your deck looks? And part of that reason is because your turret caps are so small in comparison to how fat your ship is. And it just takes up no space. It feels like it's supposed to have some bigger gun on it, instead of the rinky-dink little tiny guns there. Despite how strong or weak they may be, they just don't fit. Because you look at this, and you see how much space you have on either side, and see how small it is, and then you look at something like this. The guns, the main cannons on it, are more proportional to the rest of the hull, and look like they're supposed to fit there. Now, it would look a whole lot stupider if I had, like, these little secondaries as its primary guns up there. That's about the equivalent that you've got on that thing over there. It would help you so much if you had some kind of like a bigger mast, or even if you made your bridge like inverted, coming up. Oh, that's decoed to be okay. But even if you decoed out to where your window here did something like that, okay, like angled out that way, and made it just a little bit different, added a little bit of difference to the overall shaping of your hull and your superstructure in total. I mean, it's just so bland. I mean, just that alone already helps it a lot. Now imagine if, like, back here you use like the 4-meter slopes and do like stagger it like this, and then you could deco these 4-meter slopes to double their length to be like 8-meter slopes. And then you can have a bigger detection mast on this thing. And then when you do that, I mean, this is just a very, very rough creation of this. I'm not trying to be like super detailed and good with this at all. This is just purely for you to see, so maybe you can get an idea of more of what you may want to try doing for this. You know, something along the lines of that. Now, maybe it doesn't need to be that tall. Maybe it only needs to go up to like right here, and then maybe you can add some other like little arms off the side of it. Put some different detection stuff on the sides of it. Maybe put one off on the front. Maybe put like a smaller wire mast coming up, like right here, you know, something like that, just to help your superstructure a little bit more. Other things you could do too is break up the texture that you got here on the sides of the superstructure. So like right here, or here, do something maybe like this. You know? Doesn't need to be super fancy. Now, I'm not saying to use these exact materials. I'm just using whatever's in my hotbar. Just kind of break up that texture, or mainly the shape of your superstructure to make it more interesting. Because right now, it's just so bland and so just 45 degrees everywhere. Just add little crop outs like that. You could add maybe different little detection spots on these, or, you know, put like one of your detection domes here on the sides. You know, just add something to it. It's so bland. And then here on the sides of the hull, maybe add some different insignia, different hatches, or shit. Even like make a cutout, like right here, and make like a cargo door. Like look like a loading bay for supplies. And just deco over like the, a really good texture for this is the cargo container. Works really well as a like garage door. You know, just something like that. You know, it doesn't have to be something extreme. It's just little things here, there, that just help it so much. And then just putting a bigger turret cap on this thing so it looks proportional, or even slimming it down just a little bit. That's really what this thing needs. Next one is the CL-SC31 Sword Shark, which this one looks like to also be from Nova Galaxy, and looks like it needs the exact same treatment as the last one. Now, its gun doesn't look quite as off-putting on this one, just because the overall ship is a bit smaller, but still. Like, instead of doing a triple barrel like that, make it 3 individual cannons. Make a bigger turret cap for it. Same thing with your superstructure. Maybe add, like, make the window inverted 45 degrees going out that way. Add your mast back there. Add the little outcrops there. Add a cargo door there. Or even make, like, an indentation in the back of the hull for a cargo door, and then a ramp, or just something. Okay. Now, away from those, we have got ourselves the Corvette Refit, which is by Squid the Low. Or just Squid. Okay. I feel like I remember this. Superstructure's a little better, but the camo you got on that is all sorts of fuck shit. Yeah, that's super, well, the camo is just so off-putting. Your turret cap looks okay. You can use, you know, an actual mantlet here, but at least the overall shaping of the turret is not bad. That's not bad at all. And you've even decoed the barrel. Very good. But just, where's your window? Wait, where? How are the people that's inside the bridge supposed to see? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Or is this it? Is this that? Oh, that's it. That just looks like so much of a shadow. I feel like I would get rid of all that there. I don't know about the two like little fins you got up in the front of this thing. It just kind of looks a little bit off. At least it's not just a complete solid brick, but it still needs some more. Like, I feel like your detection up here at the top could be bigger. It also feels like it needs some kind of a mast or something to where it looks like it has communication equipment. Because right now it doesn't really look like it has too much communication equipment. It doesn't need to be like a super tall mast, just something here. Maybe a spinning radar dish. And it also doesn't really look like, you know, you have any ways into the superstructure. So, maybe just, you know, add a door here and there. Maybe add one there. Maybe add one here. Maybe to help with the overall styling of it, maybe you do something like where it comes out a little bit farther here until it gets to the missile launcher and goes here, maybe? shit, you could even do like a 3-meter slope like that and do something like that. You know, I'm just kind of throwing shit out there to try and see if anything sticks. You know, it's just a lot of experimentation to see what works and what doesn't. Because right now, this just seems really bland. And I feel like the front and the rear of your superstructure is too symmetrical. There needs to be a difference. There needs to be a difference. The only way that you can tell that this is the front is because that's where the gun is. That's really all you can tell. And I feel like the front of your bridge needs to be bulged out a little bit farther. And just add little stuff like that around. Just to add something. That's a big thing with superstructures. It's just having it too uniform looks off. It doesn't look right. You need to add differences. Like, you need to add different outcrops, different decks, different windows, different all this other shit to get them to look right. So you see how on the superstructure, it's not just like a flat brick all the way around. I've got different little deck. Now, I understand it's not, you know, not a World War II style, but it still applies to different kinds of stylings. How I've got the bridge kind of more pronounced right there. You know, I've got the differences in the different decks, other parts of the deck hanging off, ladders, rigging, you know, exhaust pipes, spotlights, stuff like that. I mean, this is even still a little bit of an older design, but it's still... Do you kind of understand what I mean? Just add different shapes, different parts of it popping out of the superstructure instead of it being just one uniform brick. Alright, and the last one from Nova Galaxy. This looks like it's going to need the exact same treatment the other ones do. Although this one's real fucking weird. Okay, I do like this. It's good that you made your own custom torpedo deco. I like how you've got them sticking up here in the hull. I think that's kind of unique. I like that. But the pontoons on the side of this thing just look really off. And again, it's just because your hull is really fat, and the pontoons just look so weird. I feel like you would be able to get away with making it more like, oh, what is that? What is that U.S. ship? I'll find a picture of it and stick it in here. But something more along the lines of that, if you're gonna do the pontoons or the high or whatever the fuck you want to call them on the sides. I feel like that would work better for your styling on this. Same story on all the different details, the different outcroppings, the different everything on the sides of it. The side of your hull isn't quite as egregious. I still don't particularly care for the, like, weird spike ribbing thing you've got going on the sides, but the main thing that's helping with the sides not looking so weird, but also weird at the same time, is the supports for the pontoons on the side. Okay, now we've got the Diner Gate. This is by Maximo. I don't think I've seen him submit something before. What is this thing? What the fuck? Huh. Why does it look like it's supposed to be on the ground? Like the legs you've got here look like it's supposed to be on the ground. Do they fold up whenever you're moving forward? You cannot move forward in it. Hang on. I want to spawn on an enemy then. Fuck it. You know what? I don't care. You're gonna be on the land. Marauder. You beached. Okay. So the first thing I'm seeing, and let's just go ahead and get that out here. First thing I'm seeing is that, like, I'm from what I'm seeing, it looks like these legs are supposed to be, you know, like landing gear or whatever. I feel like you should add an ACB to where whenever it's moving forward or if it's above a certain altitude, it folds the legs up 90 degrees. and it looks like they're up out of the way and it's retracted its landing gear. I think that would be a cool little touch to it. Really, really weird design. I'm trying to figure out what else you could do to it. I feel like maybe your particle cannon up here in the front, I feel like it needs more around it. Because it looks just really small, sticking out there in the center. Maybe make some other like little, looks like railgun chargers, like tubing out from the sides of it. Let me see if I can kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. Not rail cannon, whatever. This particle cannon stuff. Make it look like it is coming out. You know, something like this. Maybe make it a little bit bigger or more of them, or whatever, but... You know, maybe something like that, and then you could deco more of these at like a 45-degree angle in between them, and then you may even be able to add, I don't know... It needs something. Maybe something like this. Let's do this. Let's give this shots. We'll do that and go weep, man, weep. I'm kind of just experimenting here because I don't really know. Oh, that is not so much of a dish as I thought it would be. Hang on. Let's see here. Radar dish. What was... Hang on. You're gonna have to bear with me here for a moment. Ah! Dish piece, that's right. Let's see here. Dish piece, so let's go with the old one. Oh! Oh god! She big. Okay, yeah, that's more of what I'm looking for. How it has that, like, kind of cupped part. So it can go out a little bit more like that. And then we could change the material to like a pleat or something like that. You know, make it just a little bit bigger. That already looks a little bit bigger. And then maybe add other like, maybe like heat vents or something. Or air intakes here in the front. Your detection turret down here looks a little weird. It looks like a little bit too exposed. It feels like it needs to be like a bigger housing all the way around that. Your gun. I like the little bits you've got around the barrel, but I feel like you should deco that barrel with the cram barrel texture. Make it actually hollow. That's really all I can say about it. Only things I could think to do to it. It's kind of a weird design, but I like it. Alright, next one is the Ford Granada Turrier 2.8 injection. This is going to be from, I'm assuming, driver. Yes, it is. His fucking car remakes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good lord, you even get all the fucking speedometer and everything working on it. I forget about that. Let's go, boys. Let's get this bad boy up in the air. Radio, videos are currently broken. Horn indicator. Let's look at this powertrain. Very good. I got your exhaust manifold. Are those spark plugs? Are those your spark plugs? You got your cooling fan running. Cooling reservoir. Air intake, air filter. Fucking beautiful, man. Beautiful work. There's your alternator. Aw, man. Does they not have an AC compressor? Shit, man. We're gonna fucking die. It's gonna be hot as fuck. It's been... Oh, there's your oil dipstick. Good. You can at least check that. Oil fill up. Let's see here. What other little details you got around here? Oh, there's your starter. Just the amount of little bit of detail. Ah, and it's got one of the rubber coupling bushings on the drive shaft. Those like to fail a lot on the big full-size Ford Transits. I could go on rants about that. Oh, and it's a two-piece drive shaft. I am fucking nerding out with being able to identify all this shit. Axle. Oh my god, bro. It is ridiculous how much you detail this shit. Ridiculous. I love it. Beautiful work, driver. I love it. Alright, and this one is from George the Novice, which you put it in the name of the vehicle. Interesting. He says this is an old build for an SS Bounty. This is the Pyro. Let's take a look at the... Whoa! Okay, this is fucking weird. What's up with the giant tube on the bottom? Christ! Oh, the fucking flashbang is back! Alright, hold on. Out of here with you. So, the one thing I'm noticing with this is your supports that looks like it's actually holding the ship up look really thin. Like, I feel like they need to be thicker. Like, way thicker. Coming down to where it actually looks like they're strong instead of looking like they're made out of paper or a very thin plywood and can snap on an instant. I also feel like your bow can kind of not come back so far and instead come down and meet up like right at the beginning of this slope. Bridge windows are okay. Whoops. Alright. I feel like they can use like a little bit of a overhang or some kind of like a visor up top of it. Like, let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. Like that, and then maybe, you know, something like that. Oh my god, it's a flamer. That would explain the Pyro name. I like your little recessed, like 45-degree angle missiles you got there. I feel like this rear antenna could be a little bit bigger. I do like the like off-centered, like angled missile launchers. Those are very nice. Although I feel like for the like end here, for the missile hatch, I feel like you can deco in like a hinge for it, so it actually looks like a hinge open whenever it's supposed to fire, instead of just looking like it pops off. And it's not too much to it. It's very basic design, but it's very, very fucking speedy. It's taking a drink. Seems like it has a little bit of stability issues. But just, oh my god. There it goes. God damn, that thing is quick. Thing is quick. Hey, yo, it's got a ghost chasing after it. Alright, next one is the M10 submarine by Secondus, which I don't think he has submitted something before. Very good. We're getting more people to participate. I love it. Now this I like. Ooh, you even got your own custom like AA gun texture. This is awesome. Very good. Very good. I like that a lot. What are these? Just 30 mils? I cannot express to you how much I love that texture of the gun. That is phenomenal. And it's not like super overbearing on the decos either. It looks fairly basic, but it's got just enough of that detail to be fantastic. Oh, and your open back gun. I just finished making my first open back gun. And god, it's a pain in the ass, so I have respect. I have respect for making good ones like that. Mine's not great, but I'll take it. Very nice. The only complaint I would say is make the cram barrel texture that you have on here. It's good that you're using it. Maybe make it like a pleek or something like that. That's the only real big downside to the cram barrel, is that it has, no matter what you do, it slightly has a reflective tone to it, and it just kind of looks weird. Your rigging coming up to this. Now, I know you said you could go in and manually change the depth. Oh, you've even got like the periscope on it and everything. AI status, piston. Oh, and you even have your little depth. Okay, hang on. Emergency depth. Q. Oh, and we're going down. Oh, and you even have it change color too. Damn it. Fuck, where... What's going on here? What's up with that? Oh, your periscopes actually fucking work. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, and you even have it changed to the color of... Oh! You have a color-coded match to the buttons! That is fucking cool. I like that a lot. Wow. Okay. And does your periscope actually come up out of the water? Oh my god, they do. So that's what that was. Oh, that is so fucking cool. That is awesome. I love that. There's not really much I could say about this. Your overall detailing, it's not overbearing on decos, but it has just enough, and your overall actual shaping is fucking awesome. There's... Maybe add like a custom spotlight decoration. That's really all I can say, because you've got everything else decoed wonderfully. Maybe eventually deco your the sides here that are sloping back to make it one smooth angle instead of it being like the 4-meter slope and then back to this, but overall this is a beautiful craft. Excellent work. Okay, next one is the mass production facility, FRFR, by Syrup. What is this place? It's just a building. What's inside? Handwave. This is not the interior you are looking for. So this is just a production facility. Like, that's literally what it is. Nothing else to it. That's just something spawned in. I do like the industrial look of it. Honestly, I feel like the crane could use a little bit more of the truss texture. Honestly, I feel like it would do it some more good. But overall, it's still not a bad crane texture. I don't know, if it makes any like little vehicles, then maybe you can like make it to where whenever it finishes building one, it can open up the door and a vehicle drives down. That was probably a lot easier said than done. Plus, that would actually have to be a really fucking small vehicle. Because this place overall is not very big, and land vehicles are typically very fucking large. Like, let's just look. God damn. It is fucking huge. Alright, next one is the MR in Shimushu. I'm probably mispronouncing it. Class frigate. This is by Maximo. Okay, so we have some work to do with this one. I know the colors are a little bit off because of the fleet colors thing. But, first off, your rear mast, way too thick. Way too thick. That boy is thick. Like, that needs to be at max. At max. Like, just a singular pole. But even then, that's really fucking big. You need to slim that down. Whether you deco hide all that and make it look like a smaller mast, but you keep it like that technically, so your mast isn't as weak. Okay, fine, but yeah, it needs some work there. I would also deco in these ammo clips. That way they're not highlighting red because they're not actually attached to a clip. That's the big thing with using those actual blocks there. It's just they'll constantly glow red because they're not connected. Now, I understand whenever you're not in build mode, they're fine, but either way. Your turret cap, it's alright. I feel like you could do for getting rid of the active radar there, and instead putting like a coincidence rangefinder in the back. If I could fucking click the right goddamn thing. So if you did something like, there we go. Like, maybe something like, something like that. You know, a little bit more, and then you could deco this like that, and I don't know, take like, let's say 90-degree camera and deco that on there, you know. Do a little bit better job than that, but it's just a purely an example. And maybe you can even do something like, instead of doing this, you do something along the lines of, so we'll make that 3 blocks wide, copy, and then we make this like half the width, and then we expand it out to the 7 blocks, and then you add like over here, you know, half, and something like that. You know, that would be a little bit better. And then you can shorten the camera, move forward a little bit, you know, use different detection equipment on there, but something along the lines of that. Maybe add like a ladder coming up on the side, or some kind of access hatch, either on the side or in the back, so it looks like people can actually get inside the turret. Good. It's used cran barrel texture. This front mast also looks like it could be a little bit taller. The tops of your smokestacks definitely need some work. I don't know where the fuck you have the decos attached for these, but I would do something along the lines of like, you can make it hollow by using either that cran barrel texture or using just the hollow pole mimic texture. But then you can do something to where you could put on a spin block. Let's just say like here in the center, you can deco in a turbine. So you do like medium turbine middle. Now, this is not going to be like exactly how you do it, because you want to make it hollow and do a bunch of other adjusting. But this is just purely so you get the idea. Because then you could do something like this, make it like black or whatever, and then make the spin block continuous and like that. You know, make it look like it's actually pumping the exhaust fumes out of the smokestack. Do that on both of them. Big thing here is, you know, you see your spotlight up here, you see your deck here. Well, how's someone supposed to get up? They got sticky hands to climb up the fucking side of the smokestack. Add a ladder. Add a ladder, or if you don't want to add multiple ladders, then what you can do is do this. Extend it backwards. Extend it backwards. Oh, you're doing it that way. That's weird. I see you're using, like, the plates here like that. I'll typically do it like this. Like, from the block below. That way I can actually set the railings above it. That's how I do it, personally. Either way. We're gonna do that for now, just so I can get my point across. But you could do... Damn it. You doing that? It's fucking me up. Just do something like that. Just some way for you to be able to get someone up into that deck. Your crane could use a little bit more decoration. I also feel like this shouldn't be like 45-degree angle on the sides of that. Yeah, you just need a lot of work on your superstructure. It's nice that you have the staircase there, but the staircase looks a little bit thick. And it looks like your windows are way too clear as well. It looks like they're not even there. And that detection turret needs to be taller. You got a lot of work to do. Your overall base hull looks okay. Let's worry about the superstructure first. Okay, now is the supernova, which is from no one. What is this thing? This looks like a really shitty Scarlet Dawn thing. I don't know if you were going for a Scarlet Dawn theme, but it looks like you tried and you failed. It looks really long, really narrow, and your sloping looks weird. Also, with it all just being red and black, if you were going for the Scarlet Dawn thing, I would say like this like glowing red part should be like that neon blue. Same with back here, so it breaks up the overall texture a little bit more. I also feel like your railgun parts here need to be bigger. They look like little antennas sticking off instead of actual weapons. I also feel like your laser guns here on the side could be a little bit more pronounced. They need to be a little bit bigger because they just look really, really, really tiny. It looks like one good shell lands on the front of that thing and boom, it's gone. You know what I mean? And it's just also really flat. Nothing else to it. It's like the same height all the way around. I feel like it needs to come up a little bit more or come down a little bit more in some areas. Just something to make it not look like just a giant fucking floating brick flying through the sky whenever you're looking at it from the side. Also, that ribbing down here, I don't know about that one, Chief. I feel like it needs something else. I feel like you could do with having something hanging down there. Maybe some kind of like a bridge. Some kind of like low-hanging like bridge that and window and whatever communication shit hanging from underneath. That would help the looks of it a little bit more. That would make it look a little bit cooler. Okay, now we have the WLP or BP, which is by Syrup. This looks like a structure. Oh, it's a fortress. Oh, it's just like a small oil rig. Is this just a resource gatherer, I'm assuming? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. So, this looks like the same crane texture as your other building. Oh, but you have an idle animation for it. Cool. Okay. I don't know why, but it feels like the oil pump rig thing could be taller. Like, this overall thing could be a lot bigger. I feel like the whole thing just needs to be a little bit bigger. It looks like miniature. I understand it's small. Like, this is fine. I like this, although I feel like you should, like, deco into, like, glass right there on the sides. Other than that, the little shop building is fine. But yeah, I feel like that could be taller, and this whole thing here bigger. But I do like that you have the animation going for that. Yeah, there's not much for me to say. It's just a miniature oil rig. Okay, and the last one from Syrup is the WLS Slipstream. What is this little guy? Oh, well, I'm sending them plummeting into the water. Road took a dive. What's this little guy? Is this just a resource craft? Yes, it is. It's just a tiny little fucking resource craft. Only 7,000. Good lord. Fucker is fast, too. I feel like these end segments of the mask could go out a little bit farther. The windows here look alright. Oh, you use like the railing texture upside down for that. That actually works pretty well. You might change the actual texture of that to like the applique or metal, but the or at least the material texture, that is. But the actual texture itself, or the block that you use for that, works really well for that. I feel like it will look a bit better with applique. Yeah, that looks better with the applique. Maybe here on your cargo area, you could deco in a resource container, make it look like a giant door. Something like that. Okay, you got your little area down here for someone to sit. A little tiny anchor. Yeah, he's just a cute little guy. He's a cute, speedy little guy. Good lord, fucker is just bouncing off top of the waves. Alright, last one is the Wolf AT Missile Carrier. And this is by Driver as well. Ooh. Well, it was green, but now it's white. Either way. Very nice. Your detail with cars is fantastic. I'm going to assume... Oh! I don't think your gauges are supposed to move with it. Does that shifter move whenever you start moving? No, okay. I wouldn't really expect that. You even got like the little springs for the clutch and the brake. Very nice. You got custom wheel textures. Does that thing only raise up whenever it sees an enemy? Yes, yes it does. Okay. Interesting. Oh, you even got like a little minigun up there on top of it. Whoop. The Marauder in the wood, the Woods Marauder, fucking dominated the side of him. But, oh, I bet she's standing up on top. Oh wait, no, you've got like an extra little seat for the guy to sit up here. Okay, good. I was about to say, the guy standing up on that seat is not going to be very stable. Very good. Oh, you got your exhaust pipes going out there. That's kind of interesting. I feel like that tire is probably going to be very fucking hot. But very good, very nice, very many details. I like. Alrighty, and with that, that is everything for this week's session of Wrench's Wreckfest. Thank you to those who submitted your craft for review today. Very much appreciate it. And be sure that if you want to submit your craft for review, to go ahead and join my Discord. Link to that is in the description below. And there's a separate tab inside of the Discord server for Wrench's Wreckfest. You can submit up to 3 blueprints every week. And whenever you submit your blueprint, the deadline is 12 p.m. every Sunday, CTE. And then your craft will be reviewed the next week if you submitted it before the deadline. Because it'll take me about a week to get the video made and put out. So, thank you to those who participated once again, and I will see you Chucklefucks in the next one.